What's going on, everyone? It is I. I'm your SGW guy. We got Molly in the background. Welcome tonight to this special edition, remembering 9/11 and honoring the heroes and the victims of this tragedy. Now, going back to that day, I remember exactly where I was. I was over at Wyoming Valley Subaru over in Kingston. I used to work for Wyoming Valley Motors, and I was the main lot guy. On one day a week, I'd go down to the Subaru building to kind of help with their lot, their used car lot. 9/11. And thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm going back, I'm fixing the lot. I'm kind of doing my thing. And back then I had a cell phone, but it wasn't like a smartphone like we have them now. It was a phone. It actually had an AM radio. The only thing I do is flip a switch. There were no apps. You just flip the switch and turn on the radio. Well, I'm doing my thing, and the phone rings. I look, it's my girlfriend at the time. She goes, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, or she goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, thinking, not knowing what's going on because I've been nuts. I'm like, I'm at work. Where do you think I'm at? Like, I'm working. I'm not trying to sound like a smart ass, but I'm at work. She goes, "A plane just flew into to the World Trade Center." Oh. So I'm like, all right, let me run down. So I ran down in the showroom. By that time, it was on the big TV and everybody was there. And I got and I saw where the second plane flew into the tower. And first thing I thought of, we were attacked. Because at first, I know they said the first plane could have been, a fluke, a pilot error. They were going back and forth. But after that second plane, they knew. They knew it was an attack. Now, just going through here, I'm just looking through the timeline. It says here, really quick to read really quick. On September 11, 2001, a clear sunny late summer day, Al-Qaeda terrorists boarded aboard 3 hijacked passenger planes, carried out coordinated suicide attacks against the World Trade Center in New York City, the Pentagon in Washington. And actually, they think the one that got where the passengers overtook the plane in Shanksville. They believe that was headed for the White House, but we don't know for sure. But that's what they were projecting. It was on its way, probably to the White House. Now. Altogether, there was nearly 3,000 people between the planes, the ground, were killed. Now, let's just stop and think about this for a second. You're going to work. You get up. You're going to work. And now in the trade towers, there were offices, so people, conducted their business where the stock exchange was done. A lot of other businesses. You're going to work, not thinking that in a couple hours, depending on what time you started work, within an hour or so, you might not be alive. And you never think of that in the morning, and that's basically what happens. And, I have a friend, an old school friend he lived down the road from my house. He was working at the Pentagon. So after everything hit, there was no cell service, like you couldn't call into anybody. So we finally heard from him. So he was okay. But after I had a chance to talk to him, he had an apartment. So he actually worked at the Pentagon because he's in the Navy. So he had a job at the Pentagon now, and at that time anyway. And he was walking, and he said literally the plane just literally flew over his head. Like he said, he could look like just like, it was like wow. He could hear the ant, like it was just so loud and just right over his head, right into the Pentagon. Now he told me, luckily, now I don't know if there's any casualties in the Pentagon because where the plane hit, fortunately was closed. They were renovating or doing repairs. So part of that, where the plane hit, was already like there was nobody there. Maybe a skeleton crew, if anything. I don't know if anybody died there or not. But I know we all saw the videos. People you literally saw jump out of windows. They looked like little, well, on the T, looked like ants fall, but they were, people jump like either stay in the building or jump out the window, and you're gonna, the fall. If the fall don't kill you, the towers might. So yeah, I also remember hearing that in New Jersey, I believe, and if I'm wrong, someone please tell me, but I don't think I am. Working for the car lot, we did a lot of training with dealerships and everything, like different dealerships and things like that. And I believe down in part of Paterson, New Jersey, there was a rumor, and I don't know how true this is. I don't know. So please, I'm not 100%. This is what I heard, that in this specific part of Paterson, we're a bunch, we're like, I don't want to say just but like we're Arabs, Muslim. They were living there, and rumor had it that they were out in the streets cheering when the towers fell. I don't know if that's true or not. So again, I don't know. That's what I heard. But and just think, you decided that plane took off from American Airlines Flight 11. Was a 767 with 92 people on board, and that's counting the crew and the passengers. Takes off from Boston's Logan International Airport en route to Los Angeles. Around 8:14, United Airlines Flight 175, a Boeing 767 with 65 people on board, takes off from Boston, and it was also headed towards Los Angeles. 8:19, flight attendants aboard Flight 11 alert ground personnel that the plane has been hijacked. American Airlines notifies the FBI. 8:20, American Airlines Flight 77 takes off from Dulles International Airport outside of Washington, D.C. This was a Boeing 757 headed to Los Angeles with 64 people on board. I believe that they specifically took these planes because they were guests to take a long flight. That's what I think, those specifics. Could be wrong, but that's what I think. So it's your 824 hijacker, Mohammed Atta, that's ATTA, makes the first of two accidental transmissions from Flight 11 to ground control, apparently in an attempt to communicate with the plane's cabin. 840, air traffic controllers at the Federal Aviation Administration alert North American Aerospace Defense Command, aka NORAD, Northeast Air Defense Sector, needs about the suspected hijacking of Flight 11. In response, needs located at Cape Cod's Otis Air National Guard Base to locate and tail Flight 11. They are not yet in the air when Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower. I'm just taking a pause for just to kind of take everything in. So you're going from taking a trip across the country, and You don't think, oh, I'm going to get on an airplane, it's going to get hijacked, and I'm going to die. What? I wonder what's going through their minds when they realize they're hijacked and they're on a suicide run. Like, what would even go through your head? Like, I don't know. I'm completely trying to put myself in that spot. I don't know what I'd do. A lot of people said, well, we would charge the attackers like in Shanksville. I don't know. Because you don't know I don't know if they thought maybe there was a bomb on board or what was going on. So at 8:40, first plane hits the tower. 8:41, United Flight 93 with 44 people on board takes off from Newark International Airport en route to San Francisco. That has been scheduled to depart at 8 a.m. around the time of the other hijacked flights. 8:46, Mohammed Atta and the other hijackers aboard American Airlines Flight 11 crashed the plane into floors 93 to 99 of the North Tower of the World Trade Center, killing everyone on board and hundreds inside the building. It's now just to take a moment. At that time, when I was working at the car lot. There was one of the guys, he was also a firefighter. So let me back up. The day after, I remember going back to work, and there was, just felt that coldness in the air, like I don't know, it's really like a really eerie, creepy feeling. There was nothing, everything was grounded, no planes took off from anywhere. It was just, I don't know. And at the time, you may or may not know, George W. Bush was president, and he was actually in a school, I think, reading to children, when all of a sudden they quick had to, pick him up, throw him, and he had to get back to Washington, get back to White House. Now, from what I heard, is that these hijackers overtook planes with box cutter knives. No bomb. Apparently there were no bombs on the plane. They hijacked it with box cutters. Now, if that's the case, I'm going to be like, if I don't know, if people knew that it was just box cutters, would they try and overtake the plane and take their chances like the plane in Shanksville? It's okay. So around 8:50, the White House Chief of Staff Andrew Card alerts President George W. Bush that a plane has hit the World Trade Center. The president visiting an elementary school in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, so he was doing that. Hey, Marcus, what's going on? Thank you for hanging out here with this special edition of Outside the Box Live, honoring and remembering 9/11. So the 9:03 hijackers crashed United Airlines Flight 175 into floors 75 through 85 of the Trade Center's South Tower, killing everyone on board and hundreds inside of that building. Yep, it's just trying to scroll. I'm not going to read everything. I just want to kind of go hit the points. Since around 10:07, after passengers and crew members aboard the hijacked Flight 93 contacted friends and family and learned about the attacks in New York and Washington, they mounted an attempt to retake the plane. In response, hijackers deliberately crashed the plane into a field in Somerset County. Pennsylvania, killing. There were 40 people on board that flight. About no, not signing up. About let's see. About 10:30, the World Trade Center's North Tower collapses. About 102 minutes after being struck by Flight 11. 11 a.m. Mayor Rudolph Giuliani calls for the evacuation of Lower Manhattan, south of Canal Street, including more than 1 million residents, workers, and tourists, as efforts continued throughout the afternoon to search for survivors in the World Trade Center. Let's see. 1 p.m., President Bush puts everybody on high alert. 5:20 p.m., the 47-story 7 World Trade Center collapsed after burning for hours. The building had been evacuated in the morning, and there were no casualties, though the collapse forces rescue workers to flee for their lives. It is the last of the Twin Towers to fall. So around 5:30, that's when it fell. 6:58, 7 p.m., President Bush returns to the White House after stops at military bases in Louisiana and Nebraska. So, no, I'm not. I can tell you in a minute. I don't think I am. Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Okay, the Shanksville Memorial. Collections. I'm about 4 hours. Me and FP are about 4 hours away. It's like 3 hours and 56 minutes. So say 4 hours. You're in 5th grade, huh? Yeah. I don't know. I heard conspiracy theories off and on. I don't think so. I mean, these were. If I have to, critique anything, I'd say. I mean, these hijackers got on board with box cutter knives. Now, should have been there something in place, or even way before. Like it's a knife. Why do you need to take a knife on an airplane? Just common thinking, but yeah, there was a whole bunch of theories that came out there saying, "Oh, it was the government attacked their own." No. I can't. I heard one of the rumors was that the government set this up to bomb their own. Come on. Not killing over 3,000 people. I don't believe that. Like, why would the government want to kill 3,000, if not more, of their own people? Just doesn't make sense. And bomb the building, What's up, FP? It was, yeah. And I think, though, that was part of our problem. I mean, I do think that because, at that point, the United States was untouchable. It was said to be untouchable. We were the great power. Nobody could touch us. And I think we just got as a kind of over cocky, maybe, because 1, 2, 3, 4 planes were hijacked with box cutters right under our noses. But I do think, though, the plane that went down in Shanksville, I believe that was headed to the White House. That's what I think. FP, if you still have that link, if you want to use that link, come on. If you want to want to come and talk about it too, you're more than welcome. Anybody who wants to come on and say, hey, you're more than welcome. I'll give you the link. Come on. Come say hi. Now, here's something to ask, Marcus. As a really did not know that. Did they? Oh, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, Bear. Baron Sesame. Oh yeah, I know you were able to, but back then, like, I know the box cutters were not considered a threat, but maybe they should have been. Like you really can't hear say what if that, what if this, what if that. Yeah, Bear, where did you hear that from, and do you know who took this $13.4 trillion? Excuse me. But I don't know. That's another that is a good question, FP. How do they breach a cockpit? Maybe back then they didn't have the. Well, they probably didn't back then. They probably didn't have the bolts or whatever. That what they have now. I mean, I don't know. Good question. Why? What? How? Why were the cockpits able to be that accessible? It's. I mean, we could hear say this till we're blue in the faces. What if this or why did that? The bottom line is they were able to pull it off, and they did pull it off. It's let me see if I could. I wonder. I want to just see if I could pull some pictures. Blow it up. Won't let me do it without pulling the whole thing, and I don't want to pull the whole thing. All right, I was gonna try some, but it's not working. Now I know that Restream will. There's no audio. Okay, it won't let you do the audio, but let's see. Aha. What up? What's going on?
That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. I don't know. I was watching a documentary on this the other day, actually, and they said that the cockpit doors were locked and they don't know how they got in there because no matter the pilots don't give a flying damn what's going on in the back of that plane. You couldn't be murdering everybody in the whole plane. They don't give a damn. They're not opening the doors. That's their main job. Do not open that door. They don't care if you're fucking doing whatever back there. That's their main task. Do not open that door because if they open the door, then they have control of the plane. That's even worse. You know what
well,
I
Mark.
mean?
Oh yeah. I
And
haven't been
obviously
to.
we learned that lesson.
I haven't been to the new towers yet. My sister has been though, and she said it's a whole. When you go up to the top, it's a whole whole weird feeling, which I get it. Um, just looking at where something used to stand, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's gone.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy though. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Oh, I'm glad you did. I was debating if I was going to do this tonight. I'm like, you know what? Yeah,
Because trust me, being even like I worked at the airport like 10 years ago even. And even back then, dude, you could donkey kick that door all day long, dude. You ain't getting through that door, Jay. I don't care how big and strong you are. Those doors are made of steel, dude.
then how did four? I mean, then you want to think, how did four? How did four planes get hijacked?
I
You
I
know,
don't know.
like I
That's
know
that's the
that's the
one big
whole.
thing. They don't know how they got in the cockpits. I mean, maybe the pilots opened the doors, but I don't believe they would have. I don't. That's way against protocol. Especially if you know, because they have like even a little camera. I'm sure even back then they had like a little black and white camera just to view what's going on in the back. You know what I mean? Or an intercom or anything just to see. Come on, dude. They're not gonna open that door.
No, now I know we can't do audio because Ustream will not play the audio, but I'm gonna kind of going to play the video at least, and we could kind of give our take. You know, I
I don't know.
know we
Yeah, but that Marcus, that was usually like before flights and when you land on the ground, that's when they usually let the kids in the cockpits. Even back then, I remember going in a cockpit or two, but I don't think it was happening
okay.
during a flight. I'm losing connection for
Yeah,
some reason. What's that?
it's let's say you've been in those cockpits. You right. You've been in the cockpits before doing your thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was lagging because I was trying to do the full screen. It was like, yeah, it was.
Oh boy.
Whenever I try and do like full screen and try and share full screen, it lags. I wanted to
That's
do
weird.
the full screen because it's I didn't know that, Marcus. Yeah, but I mean, so where were you at, FP? Marcus said he was in 5th grade. Where were you when this happened?
Oh, I was sleeping on my couch. I woke up to watch the news, and that's when it was happening already.
Damn.
I think. Yeah, I was sleeping that day.
So yeah, I'd like to just do this in tribute to everyone who lost their lives that day.
Yeah.
And thinking about it, like your mom or dad or even both. Who knows? Did they both come home that morning, or did only one come home that day? It's a scary thought. And to go back to, I worked for the car lot. I worked for Wyoming Valley Motors up here in Marksville, PA. One of the mechanics was a firefighter. So as time went on and they started clearing everything, they had they sent the local fire station to go and help clear away the rubble and everything. So he went, and he said the sight he saw never like, it was just something you would not ever see ever.
Yeah.
He said when they were going through clearing out, now they're starting to go through and clear out everything. He said there was three piles. One was for all the steel. One was for all like the brick or whatever, and the third pile was body parts.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm like, oh, like I just. Well, the GF sister is in the paramedic, and she almost went, but for some reason she couldn't go. But she almost went. She was almost there.
Yeah, they said a lot of the firefighters that went there and like cleaned up that stuff got cancer from it even.
Yeah, all from think about it when
Yeah.
when those towers were built, they used asbestos and
Yep.
stuff they're not supposed to use today, but they used back then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't know. They took out 2 of her towers, then they drove into the Pentagon. That was an that was pretty interesting how they did that one, because according to the documentaries and stuff, they came in really, really, really low and smashed right into the side of the building. Now that takes a lot of skill.
Now I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show. A buddy of mine was working at the Pentagon. Now he's retired, but he was in the Navy since right out of high school, and he did whatever job he did. He did it. He was in the Pentagon. He was walking from his apartment because he lived in walking distance of the Pentagon, and he said that plane literally just went right over his head, like
that. I mean, that's how low they were. Literally, like probably maybe 50 feet off the ground, if that. Maybe,
yeah,
if not even, because the Pentagon's only a few stories high, so they had to come in real low. I'm talking like
he's like if you wanted to,
50 feet and maybe lower. I don't know.
like he couldn't not lift his head up and reach it, but like I mean it was like really like he felt the heat from the engines and heat like
Yeah,
and
they nosedived and came in really low, they just dropped. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
I heard that too. And now this morning, was it on Good Morning America or was it on the local news? I can't remember. It's too early this morning to try and piece things together. There was a gentleman who worked in the towers, and he was blind,
Hmm.
and he had his CNI dog with him. Now they got out, they got out. With the help of the CNI dog, the owner had to keep the dog calm so the dog could get him out of the building. But they were able to make it down to the lobby, and then the firefighter, everybody got them out, and everybody
Right.
the dog was
Safety.
kind of like the hero because he led the way, I guess, if you want to say that. Now they did say the dog did pass away, but because the owner, he wrote a book of I guess of what happened that day, or how how the dog helped everything and kept everybody calm. So you should look at the dog, you're petting the dog, the dog giving kisses, and trying to or I saw a video clip. I don't know where it is, if I could find it now. But it was I guess a tourist was in New York and they were taking video, tourists. And when this thing collapsed, they ran into a store, like into a store shop or something. And
right.
outside they kept the camera pointing out the window, and I saw the window was just the dust and the dirt and
Smoke. Yep.
smoke and everything. And back then, no, you didn't wear masks. They didn't have any like firefighters had their thing, but yeah, no way. I mean, it's a 4-hour one-way run to Shanksville, but before I head to that, before I take that big dirt nap, I would like to get out there. Or if I can ever get now, they're supposed to be they connected Pittston to Jim Thorpe. They're supposed to connect Scranton to either New Jersey or New York.
Really?
Yeah, it's been in the works. They're still working on it. At first, it was supposed to take you right into Jersey, because like from Jersey in New York to the halfway to Scranton, it's all live lines. But from like halfway to Steamtown or Scranton, they'd have to put in new track, upgrade the lines, and do all that other stuff. But it'd be nice to one day jump in. I'd jump a train and go to New York for a day.
Yeah.
And come back on the train. I'd do it. Just to see like the new World Trade Center, the memorial. Be a lot, and it would be a lot quicker than going to Shanksville, driving 4 hours. Did you ever see the pictures of a couple of people waving? I didn't. If I saw the picture, I didn't recognize or I didn't realize it. But yeah, people were literally. I've seen videos now on YouTube where people were jumping out of the. They're jumping out. So I don't know if either the tower's going to kill them or the hitting the street is going to kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know which way you'd want to die, either jumping out the window or getting crushed to death.
Well, I guess it was like so hot they were burning alive in there, so they were trying to get out to get cool, and standing out on the windowsills, and then they were either going to fall or jump. Yeah, because the fire was so hot.
Yeah.
It was either burn or jump. So yeah, that's horrible. But I'm gonna have to go take my antibiotics.
All right.
And I gotta eat something soon, but I just wanted to jump on real quick and say hi. Yes, everybody, I got bit by a dog. All of our fans, I was bit by a dog, but I'm okay. But I'll catch you Saturday.
Yep, Outside the Box Live.
Talk to you later, guys.
Later. Now, I didn't realize that he was going to come on. I'm glad he came on. But they like, and here's also, I don't know how, if this was true or not, or a theory or not. But it sounds like it probably happened. Imagine though, when the plane hit the towers, all that jet fuel. I mean, and the fire, and that was like almost like, like just added fuel to the fire, basically. Thank you, Bear, for checking with us. Everyone should stand by to FP. But no, we're glad you're here tonight for the special edition of Outside the Box Live, remembering 9/11. Now, I'm a little. I don't want to say I'm speechless, but I'm speechless tonight. Like, I'm just trying to put myself in that spot. Like, I can't. I didn't know even how to put myself in that spot because I never go on airplanes, so I don't even know. Like, I don't even get on an airplane. Even before 9/11, I just do not like airplanes. I do not like heights. I don't do airplanes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Just on a side note, I got a text from Venger 6. He got his shirt, and he's wearing his shirt to his Venger 6 shirt. Venger 6 shirt he's wearing to his bowling tee. He does it's either, oh no, wait a minute, maybe it's either pool or I think it's pool. He plays pool. He's on a pool league. Yeah, I have to get back to Leonardo's. I haven't gotten there in a while. But according to Printify, all you guys got your order, so I'm just glad you guys got all your, everybody ordered a shirt, got their shirts delivered. Again, I do apologize for any delay in that. It was on Printify, not me. But yeah. So just and it comes down to I've said this before, and this is just kind of, and I mean, this was a fluke. We were attacked, but it's like every morning when my dad would leave for work, he'd give my mom a kiss and say, "I love you," and he did that because he never, just what if he doesn't come home that day? If something happened, he doesn't come home. It's or like like you said, you're going to school, your parents are going to work. I heard, again, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think there could have been daycare centers in the towers, like lower part of the towers. That I don't know. But again, if there were, I'd be like, holy shit, so yeah, just if I could ask everybody, keep those, keep all the lost lives in your thoughts and prayers today. I mean, every day, not just today, but I'm just saying, if anybody does get a chance to get out to Shanksville and you're able to take some pictures, send them to me because I'd love to see them. I love to showcase them. All right. I want to thank everybody. I'm going to wrap this down. I got work too early in the morning. But I wanted to come on here and do this almost 45-minute special edition. Check out the Shop Zone. We got some great T-shirts. Be blessed. Stay safe, everyone. And again, if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, mom, dad, tell them you love them. You might not be around tomorrow, or they might not be around tomorrow for you to tell them that. I've taken that for granted. My dad died in 90. My mom died in 2017. Yeah, I don't know, Marcus. I really don't know. I was saying, I know there are kids there that did die during that tragedy. And see you, Marcus. Thanks for hanging with me. Bear and Sesame, thank you for hanging with me. I want to thank FP for jumping in really quick. And to all you guys, be blessed, stay safe. And I will see you Saturday night for Outside the Box Live. Oh, Friday I got 2 videos showcasing, so check them out.